Hey everybody, Selah. Here we go. Wait for this lame intro. Whoa.
Welcome back to the AKA Catholic Podcast. I'm your host, Louis Vrecchio, and I am thrilled to be joined by my friend and colleague, Mario Dirksen from No.
My friend and colleague? That's odd. Oh well.
Visfordo Watch. Mario, welcome aboard.
Well, thank you very much. Greetings, everyone, and hello, Louis.
Greetings, everyone. Selahcast Express. Oh, yeah. They're talking about the Selahcast. Ooh.
Yeah, great to have you. We should do this more often, Mario, but the thing that precipitated our get-together today is an event that took place back in 1995 in Brazil, and the person that we're focused on is Robert Prevost.
Selah. Welcome. Friend of the show. Feel the moment.
I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it?
I feel nothing.
The American Pope, if you will.
Yeah.
And this is a story that broke recently, Mario, but it's one that you've been working on for some time.
Yes.
When did you start digging into this Pachamama worship?
Yeah. So Leo the 14th, whose real name is Robert Francis Prevost, was found to have participated.
Middle name Francis, guilty.
Oh, exposed.
That's right.
In a ritual in which Pachamama was worshipped. And this was in Sao Paulo, Brazil in January of 1995. So yes, it was over 30 years ago, but it really doesn't matter how long a time has passed. What matters is what happened there, what he did, and what this says about him. And
but how do we know how he felt about it? Maybe he didn't feel good about it, so you can't convict him.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he was ignorant of the whole thing. I mean, there's like 5 different options other than he's worshiping an idol. Number 1, don't believe what your lying eyes show you.
I thought you were just going to say the numbers. Like number 1, number 2, number 3.
And number 4, deal with it.
Yesterday, LifeSite broke this story, and the images that we're talking about, in which you can see Prevost and everybody else there in a ritual worshiping Pachamama, which is an indigenous pagan fertility goddess, essentially. Another name for Pachamama is Mother Earth, and also Gaia is another common name. And Pachamama, I think, is the Quechua.
Gaia?
Yeah, you know, like women now, and then Gaia.
What is wrong with these people? Another name for earth worship is Hoopa Hoopa Scoopa.
But in Latin, it's called Terra.
No, you guys aren't doing Latria Terra, are you?
Last time I Latria Terra'd, I left the church.
Last time I Latria Terra'd, they said I wasn't allowed to use the bathroom facilities again.
the Latrina Terra.
I think, name for it from the culture there in Peru and Bolivia. And so it is thoroughly a pagan nature worship is what this is. And worship of the earth.
thoroughly
And
a nature
this
worship, though.
ritual
Right?
was conducted as part of a symposium, a conference
A
that took place
symphony.
in January of 1995, right there in Sao Paulo, Brazil, on eco-theology. Okay, this is a kind of a liberation theology kind of thing, and in which they try to mix.
They had echo theology.
Yeah, just
They
like
had
the
echo theology.
detergent my mother uses.
They had echo theology. They had echo theology. They had echo theology.
Theology, Catholic theology, Novus Ordo theology with paganism, with concern for the environment and so forth. And, in 2015, the false Pope Francis released the encyclical Laudato Si on ecology. And there you see a lot of that thought that was originally developed in the 1980s and probably in the 70s already, with regard to, combining a Catholic spirituality and theology with these issues of liberation theology and specifically the environment. Now,
all right,
this story, like I said, broke yesterday with a report from LifeSite, who had invited John Henry Weston at LifeSite had invited Father Charles Murr on his program, and apparently Father Murr had done research on this. What LifeSite didn't know is that I had also been doing research on this for months, actually, and I simply hadn't gotten all my.
Is that John?
Who?
Or is that you?
That's me. Don't you love this part of the story? Like, the people like, oh, this LifeSite exclusive, and then Mardex, it's like, oh yeah.
I've known it for years. I've been just dotting my I's and crossing my T's.
If you had a big brain like the guy on the right here,
yeah,
you'd have known. You'd have known about Pacho. Look at the size of this cranium. It's huge. Oh, look at this one.
LifeSite News came out with it, but I already knew all about it.
If we had this guy on the Pachamama with the brain size he's got, look how big his brains is. There'd be nothing. Oh, everyone would know about it.
It makes me so sad. It makes me sad to know that LifeSite jumped the gun on this, but I'm doing the real research.
Ducks in a row yet. I always like to make sure that before I come out.
LifeSite News doesn't know about ducks.
With a big story like that, you better make sure you have every I dotted and T crossed and everything. I wanted to basically present research as perfect as possible, or as well done as possible, so that there be no loopholes and everything. And LifeSite simply beat me to it with releasing this information. And so when I saw
Sue them.
So instead of continuing my fact checking, I said, screw it. Someone already put it out.
Today that they had just published that, I said, okay, well, now I can't hold back. I can't wait anymore. Now I'm going to have to release what I have, at least the first part of it, the most important part with the pictures and so on. And I actually have I found a little more still that was not yet covered by LifeSite. So if this topic interests people, I hope they'll stick around, because we'll have a lot to present. And so yesterday I also published an article with the documentation at novusordo.org/wire. That's the blog, the Novus Ordo Wire. And that post, for those who are watching this video now who want to find the post, it's entitled "Photos Surface Showing Robert Prevost, Leo XIV, Participating in Pachamama Worship Ritual in Brazil in 1995." And it's dated March 18th, 2026. And of course, you're going to have all the links to the stuff that we present here in the description of the video in the show notes. And let me see, where was I going with this? Well, I guess I can just.
Well, Mario, before you start,
yeah,
viewers, you have to stay tuned because Mario brought the receipts.
Selah, we got receipts.
I went to Costco and my wife made me keep the receipts.
I went to Target.
And then I went to King's Buffet and they said, keep the receipt. And if we mark it 10 times, you get a free buffet.
She's like, I smell Burger King on your breath. I got the receipts. This is dumb. You gotta pay attention to this, guys. You need look right now. This is the show. That's it. This is
I hope the guest of the show actually did his homework because I have nothing, and I hope he's good.
Listen, boys. You gotta pay attention to the rest of this. This is good stuff. This.
A lot of them.
This is like Taylor Marshall's Infiltration Part 2.
You're going to be impressed by the amount of research that went into this. But I want to ask you, Murray, how did this first hit your radar screen?
Oh.
Well, you see, not everybody in the Novus Ordo religion likes everybody else, and so someone sent me an anonymous tip. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. It turns out some other idiot on the internet decided to fill in this idiot on the internet. Yay!
And when did it first hit your radar?
I think it was August or September of last year. Somebody contacted Novus Ordo Watch through Facebook.
That's somebody's name. Sede Picante.
Oh no, he found out.
I don't want to give away the name.
Facebook.
He's working incognito.
And said, hey, obviously I'm going from memory now, friend of mine, and I think it was Ecuador.
A friend
he has this book on
Ecuador.
eco-theology, and look what he found, right? And so he sends me some scanned pages, and in one of them, on one page is a picture apparently showing Robert Prevost, and then there was another picture also with what looks to be Robert Prevost, and it shows him in a circle with others, and the caption of the photo in this book says that this is a worship ritual for Pachamama. And of course I believed what I was sent, but that wasn't good enough, obviously. I figured, okay, well, I can't just go by, I don't know this man from Adam. I have to verify this. Is this really true? Because if it is, this is a huge story.
Meanwhile, LifeSite News is like, publish it.
But don't you think you would be able to tell every single man apart from Adam?
No, I don't know any man from Adam.
No, but
I don't know man from Adam.
Everyone
I look in the mirror and I'm like, is this Adam?
Where did this guy come from? He didn't come from Adam.
Hey, what's going on? I'm in a town full of Adams. We can't tell them apart.
But if it's false, or if there's some misunderstanding here, then you have a lot of egg on your face, and you'd be guilty of calumny and so on. So you better get this right.
You'd have egg on your face and be guilty of calumny.
Well, that's my
favorite tea. Calumny tea.
Oh, no.
It helps me sleep. I'm guilty of calumny. Why? Because I made a idolatrous pope. I lied about him. Oh, I'm very important.
So I did what anybody would have done is I tried to obtain a copy of the book, and I did. And here it
Whoa.
is. Okay. This is written in
Sela?
Spanish. Okay. It's called Eco.
Fake? Fake? Why isn't he burning up? It's a demon book with blasphemy. Why isn't he burning?
I know exactly what the title of Gambits 2 is. Echo Teologia. Gambits 2. This time it involves the Echo. Well, wasn't it the economy first time? So the second time, I don't know. Ecotologically.
Teología. Eco.
Oh, Tolokia! Ecotolokia, man!
Ecotologia.
Oh, see, I say ecotolokia, man!
Ecotologia.
Theology. Una perspectiva desde San Agustín.
One perspective.
Okay, I want to know how long he practiced. Or if he's bilingual.
Una
Perspective from St. Augustine. And so what this is, you can see, here's the back cover. Whoops. This book contains the proceedings, the acts of the fourth symposium of the fourth symposium of the general topic for each of these conferences is rereading the thought of St. Augustine in light of whatever, basically liberation theology or whatever social issues, poverty, the environment, whatever, migration, discrimination, those things, right? And every few years they had a conference, I think they still do, on one of those issues, and this is published and hosted by the Augustinians. So that's why they're very interested in bringing Saint Augustine into the picture, although, of course, it's a manipulation of Saint Augustine, using his ideas for modernism, for modernist theology. And so I obtained a copy of this book, and so this was the fourth such symposium and this one was held in Sao Paulo, Brazil, January 23rd through the 28th, 1995. And the location is not always the same. They'll hold it in these meetings, these conferences, and in other countries as well. And
they're
like one in Panama and one in Mexico. I think one in Bolivia, maybe.
And like there were different.
In any case, I obtained this book and I found everything exactly the way it had been told to me. And I want to show, first of all, here this is what you see when you open the book.
Right? The title page, side down there.
And you can see here, what you see first is, this is just a group picture, right? All the participants in that conference. And even there, you can see Robert Prevost right there. So here is the table of contents. And, you got a foreword, an introduction or whatever. And then a lot of the speeches, the lectures that were given at that conference, right? The transcripts, essays, and so on. Here you find a picture of everybody holding hands, apparently during the Our Father. This is the Novus Ordo worship service that they celebrated in a backyard somewhere. Right there is
demon worship. Look at them holding hands with women. Demon worship. Stop those women.
You gotta keep them separated.
Oh, Anthony Abate will start to like you.
Prevost, the Reverend Prevost. He was a Novus Ordo priest at the time. Okay, he was not yet a bishop or anything. And I tried in my research to find the actual location of this and like pictures of it, like what it looks like now, just to verify. I have not yet been able to find that. Okay, then on page 10, on page 10.
That's
he
right.
wasn't able to verify it. I don't believe any of the
Calumny! Calumny!
Calorie.
And is where we find this picture. And again, we'll look at this in detail in just a moment.
Oh, he
All right.
he accidentally fell
here you see
down.
Robert
Accidental
Prevost.
idolatry.
This is the table they were using as an altar for the Novus Ordo, quote unquote, mass, right? And here they are gathered in a circle. This gentleman right here, where is he? Right here is the whatever you call that, the pagan offerer of the Pachamama sacrifice. And it says here, now you got to remember, this book is being published or was published by the Augustinians. Okay, this is not some sedevacantist publishing this or some traditionalist. This is just the Augustinians publishing their stuff. Okay, it says here, celebración del rito de la Pachamama, Madre Tierra. Okay, celebration of the Pachamama
How did he learn
ritual.
To say that so well?
Mother Earth.
Is this actually Mario
So
Dixon?
it says that even in the caption that's what's happening, and you can hear this pagan priest or whatever he is. He's
I can hear him.
Something there.
I can hear him.
He's lifting up something in the air.
It's so clear.
So that's the image, and then there are more pictures. Most of them irrelevant to the Pachamama ritual.
Talking.
But there is also mention of Pachamama in the book. Now, when I obtained this book, a copy of this book, I, not being proficient in Spanish, I went to a friend who was a native Spanish speaker and had him look through it.
Not being proficient in Spanish?
He's Ricardo Maltoban. I am not proficient in
proficient.
Proficient
in Espanol.
Make sure that there isn't some kind of caveat, some kind of information that would relativize or in some way would neutralize what appears to be scandalous public act of idolatry or semi-public. Now, this was conducted in this conference, took place in Brazil, as we said. Now, in Brazil, they speak Portuguese, okay? The book I just showed you was published in Mexico in Spanish.
What did he say?
My public. Now, this was conducted in this conference, took place in Brazil, as we said. Now, in Brazil, they speak Portuguese. Okay, the book I just showed you was published in Mexico in Spanish.
False. Sailor
we got him. Play the alert.
Sailor
alert. Sailor alert.
Breaking news. We have not verified this, but we know it's true.
Shame.
What were we saying?
Shame.
He said the conference was in Brazil where they speak Portuguese, and this book was in Spanish.
And he's talking about it in what language?
In English. He's talking about it in English.
So how do you know that if any of this is true?
Turns out that it is but a translation from the original book, which is this one right here. Eco Theologia Agostiniana. Well, I don't know I don't speak Portuguese, so I may have butchered that. Okay. This book is a little bit thinner, and it does not have any pictures in it. Okay,
So we
but
threw it
this
away.
is the original Portuguese,
Sailor
and
alert!
it was published the same
Sailor
year. It was published
alert!
in,
Fake news.
I think, in Sao Paulo. Yeah,
In
and
Sao Paulo.
most of the contents are the same, just in Portuguese, except this book right here adds a lot of other stuff. Okay, and of course it has photos from the event, which the Portuguese original
Yeah,
did.
because it was made by the Sede.
So this just to show that
There's a lot of Portuguese.
you just want to make sure
Saturdays.
that you have all your ducks in a row, and then whenever there is a translation involved, you always want to go to the original, of course, right? So that's the background here. Then I got it took me. I didn't realize right away
Showed up all of a sudden with a look of concern. Look at him. He's like, "Wow, I think this is not good. This isn't good."
this was just a translation. Okay. Now, of course, it has nothing to do with, like, it doesn't change the photos, but still, you want to get to the original source if there is one. And
Mario, question for you. Are there any
Mhm.
words in these books attributed to Prevost? Did he speak at the conference?
not that I've seen. No, not that I've. He did not. No. He was at the time.
spoke
So he was.
English,
He had
so he
been
couldn't
ordained in the
talk.
Novus Ordo, I think, in 1982 as a priest. And so this was 95. He'd been a priest for a while. He was a missionary at the time in Peru. Now, Peru is not Brazil, but so he must have traveled to that conference as part of.
Uh-oh. He just admitted. He said you said the silent part out loud.
Sailor alert!
Peru is not Brazil.
Oh no! So cover it up. Cover it up.
As well, it was an Augustinian conference, so it makes sense that, and it was for Latin America, it makes sense that he would attend. And so, unfortunately, I was not able to find like the attendee list of the conference. That would have been great, right?
What? The ABC list? What?
The attendee list.
Isn't that
The
French for,
Atan
like
the
Ante Day?
list.
Ante Day?
The- Anton
Yeah.
Levon D list. Not attendee list. The Anton.
Oh, the Anton Day list. Ah. Welcome to Novus Ordo Watch. Please leave your Anton Day in the comments. If he hadn't blocked
Express.
me, I might feel
Anton
bad that we're making fun of him.
I never got an Anton D list. It was the worst.
But I did everything I found as far as Prevost and the Augustinians. Everything I found was consistent with him being there. In other words, nothing excluded the idea that he could have been there. In fact, you can see here that this was the compiler, like you might say the editor of this book is John J. Leyden, okay, OSA. He is an Augustinian from Canada.
Leyden got killed.
And-
Juan D'Angelo.
What? Hmm?
And he's still alive, and he would probably be the best person to ask to verify that Prevost was there, because he would surely know. I don't know who.
Yeah, Juan would be like, "Open your eyes. Do you see the pictures? He's right there, you idiot."
No,
Bob
that
Murr
was his
spoke to,
evil
Bob Murr,
twin.
over at LifeSite says that he has confirmation from as many as 3 Augustinians who recognized, who basically confirmed independently of each other that, yes, this looks like Robert Prevost. And there's no question that it's him. The pictures are
Want to
pretty
make
clear.
a bet?
And he was in Latin America at the time. So it was consistent with his mission, and it does here in the first pages. This is like how they sometimes print thank yous and stuff. That this
I
is
want to
like
know what the
one of
compiler
those things where
said.
they're thanking all the people for
What
attending.
was
This
he
was written
compiling?
by this John Lydon.
That
And
guy's a
it
Lydon?
mentions Chicago in there.
Say, like,
which is where
Do you know what Johnny Rotten's real name is? John Lydon
No,
from the Sex Pistols.
no,
He became an Augustinian monk
no. I don't know
And-
the Sex Pistols.
and
I
became
would
the
never-
compiler.
Oh no! You mean the Sex Pistols are actually behind Pachibaba?
They compiled this book.
No! Shut it down!
Prevost is from, like the Augustinians from Chicago. So, like I said, it is consistent with Robert Prevost. The information I found is consistent with him being there. Nothing that I've seen refutes the idea that he was there, and the pictures clearly show that it's him. And maybe with that, we can just
I don't think so.
go actually look at the pictures, the scanned photos, and then I'll show what other photos I found. And let me just pull that up. Yeah. So, yeah. Did you have any questions at this point?
No, but I got to tell you, I mean, it is impressive that you went the extra mile to make sure that this indeed took place, that he was truly there. And I think, look, this is a set.
Unlike those hacks at LifeSite News.
Oh yeah, they only got 3 different people to confirm it. You're like, hey, is this guy the Pope? Oh, si, senor, he is the Pope.
Si, senor. This is the Pope. I go the extra mile.
And go for
No
you.
The Pope is a dope, man.
Yes,
Now, I
he
believe we can move
worship
forward
every
with-
demon we see.
He worshipped the Basha Mama. He worshipped the Dasha Mama. He worshipped every mama.
The assumption that you've done your homework. That was him.
Yeah.
He was there. And of
Yeah.
course, now that there's a scandal brewing around this
Oh
event,
no!
I wonder if there's anyone that's holding out hope
Scandal!
that there will be any kind of a statement from
A
the conciliar headquarters
statement!
denying that he was there.
Yeah.
My guess is you're not going to hear a word out of them. They'll ignore this.
You hope there is.
until it
Yeah,
goes
so
away.
LifeSite said that they're still waiting for comment from the Vatican. I don't know, maybe somebody like Diane. Well, there is a press conference tomorrow, March 20th, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe somebody can ask, maybe Diane Montagna or Michael Haynes or, Edward Penton maybe can go there and ask the press spokesman, what's his name, Matteo Bruni, I think, right?
Mhm.
If there's
Why
any
didn't you
comment
use
on
the
that,
accent
because,
on that name?
look, obviously people are going to say, oh, but
Matteo
that was 30 years
Bruni.
ago.
And
Yes,
Matteo
it was
Bruni.
30 years ago.
Hey!
And but it did happen.
It was
and
30 years
is it
ago.
possible that Prevost repented? That did he go to
Hey,
confession? Of course, it's
Matteo.
possible.
Ask
But
the
now
question.
that this is out in the open, now that it's a public scandal, he now has to address it and say, "Hey, yes,
That's
this was
because
wrong.
you made
I
it
sinned,
one.
and I went to confession."
But what if he doesn't believe it's a
He
scam?
has to do that now, if that's what happened.
Sure. I think
So-
the one big problem that
He
we're going to
has
run
to
into,
do it.
even if he feels compelled to do that, let's say that he did, repent of his idolatry.
Mhm.
And I agree with you. If he did, he should make a public statement for the good of the faithful, just so that they
Oh
understand.
yeah,
But the
Yeah.
thing that I believe would prevent him from doing that, if nothing else, is that would be a condemnation of his esteemed predecessor, who engaged
Oh.
in something very similar at the
Jorge
Amazonian.
Bergoglio.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
forgot.
Well,
about
yeah, we'll see what
Jorge.
happens. I would imagine that the Vatican is going to try very hard to get out of that, and maybe see if they don't have to comment on anything. But we'll see. There, in my opinion, even if they address it, it's certainly not going to make any big deal about it. But that's just my opinion. Okay. All right. Can everybody see it? Beautiful. Okay. So I'm just going to go through these images. So this is again the original book that does not contain any pictures, but it does contain the proceedings of that conference that took place in Sao Paulo in 1995. Okay. Then here, this is the Spanish translation. There is no English translation, but
that's enough evidence.
That's the same book. Look, he put the book into the computer.
Yeah, I think I've seen enough. Please tell me that's all you have to show us.
Wait, there's
Spanish
no
and Portuguese. That's all they speak in Latin America, so that's all they need.
Yeah.
All right, then let's go to the image in the very front of the book. I believe it is. Is it this one right here? Okay, this is the frontispiece, so to speak. This one here, and let me see. Is it big enough for the screen?
It looks pretty good to me. Just a word to our viewers: if you're scanning this photo looking for Roman collars, you're probably wasting your time.
Yeah. I mean, at a conference on eco-theology, don't bother. Okay.
Why can't priests do
Robert Prevost, where is he? So in this picture, he's not that easy to see, but his head is there for sure.
It's behind someone else.
Right here.
How do you even know that's him?
That's where he is. So his head is partially blocked, but yep, that's him right there. And I honestly, after seeing all the images that we have, I don't think any reasonable person is going to deny that it's him, or at the very least, it looks just
I deny it.
Well, let's be honest, Mario. There's nothing out of keeping with his character that would move someone to say, "Oh, no way, he would never participate in such."
Right. And I mean, given the manifest evidence that it's him, if perchance it should indeed be not him, well then it's now the burden of proof is now with the Augustinians to show, oh no, it was not him, it was actually somebody else, and this is who the person was. I mean, that's how it is. It obviously, yes, you have to
cherry chapstick
if you're going to accuse someone of something so wicked as idolatry, but the standard is not impossibly high. Okay, at some points, like, okay, no, we've got the evidence now. If anybody wants to deny it, the burden of proof is on that person.
I deny your evidence, therefore the burden of proof is on you.
Book, this is page Roman numeral 20.
I deny the burden of proof. There, ergo, proof means
Celebración Eucarística en el Jardín de la Casa de Retiro, Sao Paulo, Brasil. Okay, Eucharistic celebration in the garden of the retreat house, Sao Paulo, Brazil.
But I can say it.
So this is their Eucharistic celebration, and I mean, aren't they all just so beautifully dressed here? You can see the presbyter there, right behind the table, and to his left is Robert Prevost.
I thought that was murder.
Seems pretty clear. And so that is the same table you're going to see in the other picture that I'm going to show now, which is the one released by LifeSite.
They were doing a circular dance.
And there it is, right? The Pachamama ritual. Again, that's stated in the caption. Ritual or rite of Pachamama, Mother Earth, which is an agricultural rite, or an agricultural rite offered by the culture.
That would actually be the funniest it would take. He's looking in his phone. 20 years before they were made, or no, 10 years before they were made.
He's looking at his phone. He's not even interested, bro. Oh well.
Cultures of the South Andeans in Peru and Bolivia.
Bring in the receipts, guys.
So what do we see here? It's still the same garden, still the same people. The presbyter that was at the Eucharistic celebration earlier appears to be kneeling back there behind the table, or maybe he's sitting.
I don't think I ever listened.
Clearly kneeling.
to Dirksen
And there's
without
this
it being on
guru type
times
of.
2.
What?
So I never listen to this guy except when it's on times 2.
Oh,
It's
this is like really
and then
hard.
there's a plant in front of the table.
This is and like for Ricky, it's like, no, you gotta realize this is exciting stuff.
And I was there, and I
Wait a
said
minute.
to Mario Dirksen, "This is the best content you've ever done."
All right, wait a second. You have a book, and it has pictures of the Pope when he was a priest worshiping Pachamama. Yeah, that's all I need to know. All this is like, okay, no, but really, it's happening.
The Anthony Stein video. He
Yeah.
went to the human sacrifice element of Pachamama.
Oh,
at the
really?
end of it. Yeah, and I was like, before I was just like, oh, this is funny. It's like the other Prevost thing. It's where he blesses the ice sculpture thing
Yeah.
or the iceberg, and then afterwards, apparently there's this like pseudo satanic like nature prayer that they all said. Like, I don't want to know about the pseudo satanic stuff. No, thank you.
No, I just need to say a woman.
Oh, that's right.
This indigenous man who's performing the pagan
indigenous
ceremony, or
man.
maybe he.
Wait a second, indigenous man.
He has indigenous digits on
I
his
thought you couldn't tell one man from Adam. Was Adam indigenous?
Where was he indigenous to?
Earth.
Yeah, that's what he seems to be doing. And then there's this lady to his right. She's holding a bottle. We're going to see that bottle again later.
Oh.
And this gentleman here, he seems to be wearing some kind of indigenous vestment of sorts.
A Hawaiian
we're
shirt?
gonna see that in color in just a moment.
Now, Mario, before you move on, some commenters on social media have pointed out that in this photo and others, we don't find that Pachamama statue that became so notorious during the Amazonian Synod. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. So when you look, what I would encourage people to do is look at images on websites like Shutterstock.com, for example, which are websites that sell stock photos, and just there are a lot of pictures there. And look for Pachamama rite, Pachamama ritual, Mother Earth worship, and look at what you see there, because those are real pictures of indigenous people worshiping Pachamama. And what you're going to find is that there's typically not a statue associated with Pachamama worship, because Pachamama to them is the earth. So they're worshiping the earth.
It's taking so long
and
to answer
sometimes
nothing.
that is Pachamama is displayed or
all right, well, that was fun, guys.
Why don't you just drop it 5 minutes in the future when we're 2 pictures down?
Okay. He's killing me. Actually, if you look through a viewfinder, a Pachamama viewfinder, you're really not going to find that idol there. But you will find that the name Pachamama is associated
with Mama and Pachi. Pachi's in a Japanese food.
What else we got? Oh, he's like really zooming in.
He really
for what you're seeing, Louis.
Is that a voice of reason right there in the beard?
That's right.
Oh, voice of reason. We just disproved the whole thing.
Can I be completely honest with you?
What I thought we might do for a thumbnail is literally just put people's faces on the.
Wait, here's the next one. And he's like,
well, we can look at this image also in color. Okay. Or it's technically not exactly the same image. It's slightly different, a slightly different moment in time, because you can see, here you have this fellow lifting his right arm, and here he's actually apparently making an offering. But you see Prevost here, the resolution of this picture is not very good. But here's still Prevost still looking down,
at his phone.
and yeah, you can see here again the altar with the book placed on it. And then comes another color picture. I'll explain in a moment why I have color pictures here, where those are coming from.
Who cares?
This is absolutely damning. I mean, look at this, right?
Selah.
Here they all are.
Maybe they're eating grass.
But they didn't mean to eat grass. They meant to worship an idol.
And I don't see anyone going to hell. I think they're still in Peru.
He just dropped his phone. He's just going to pick it up.
It's a green phone. Or else he was daydreaming because the service was so boring.
Bowing to the ground with their head touching the grass. This looks just like Muslims do, right? But Muslims, Muslims use a rug or whatever, but they also touch their heads to the ground. So this is what they're all doing. And if you look at what Robert Prevost is doing, looks like he is just in the process of getting down to the ground. Right?
These are receipts.
So this does not look like, merely passive, I'm just observing. Like, no, he's doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, his head's not all down.
And you can see this bottle here in the middle.
Mario.
People will say, well, what's this bottle doing there? Well, that's part of, probably it contains either soil or some kind of a drink offering.
Probably
could even include alcohol, because if you research Pachamama worship, alcohol is something that they do offer to Mother Earth.
They offer alcohol? Okay.
And that's what's happening
to
here.
my mother frequently too.
There is another image here. This is interesting from a very different angle. So here we see this pagan priest, and you can see this is what I called the vestment earlier.
Tablecloth on.
Don't know what it is, but looks like he's dressed for the occasion for his role. And then there's this lady assisting him, and I can't tell what she's doing. Could be maybe this is salt or something. It looks like she's holding maybe a spoon or some other utensil.
This picture to me is more reassuring that it's true than the other one, because it looks super goofy and hippie. Like you would imagine the event is this bunch of smiling people that don't look like they belong, like the two people directly behind them.
Nuns.
Yeah. Like it looks so out of place that I believe it because of those two people. It's like, hey, now we will pray to the like, oh, okay, yeah, you got it.
What's going on? What?
Oh no!
Maybe she's sprinkling something into this mixture. No. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then there's also this photo here, and this must have been right in the very beginning when they all marched out of their retreat house and went ahead to the garden. But it shows that this stuff isn't AI generated. Oh, there's more.
Yeah, that's a photo we didn't see, Mario.
Yeah, that was Prevost also.
New content, breaking news.
There it is.
Oh no! There it is, guys.
More.
Selah.
I'm glad
that all of a sudden we have no commentary. Like my direction's like, what am I looking at, guys? This is so cool! Wow!
I can't stop looking at the idolatry.
I can't tear my eyes away. At least it was no weird people, just all hippies.
All right. Well, this was boring. Thanks for coming and watching Selahcast, everybody.
The boring
It was a
cast.
boring cast,
And
but
John
it's
didn't show up because he's at a
partly
poll.
partly John's fault.
This is John's fault. Blame John, not the feelings.
This fag Kyle